NFT gas fees on OpenSea explained for beginners. Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining what is a gas fee for OpenSea when you are minting, buying or selling an NFT. So without wasting any more of your time, let's just jump into it. So if you've never minted or bought or sold an NFT before on OpenSea, then you would not know what is a gas fee. So basically, a gas fee is like a transaction fee on the Ethereum blockchain. So when you make a transaction, such as transferring crypto to another wallet or purchasing an NFT on OpenSea, you will need to have enough Ether in your wallet for the initial transaction and the associated gas fees. So let me just show you real quick. So if I come over here onto OpenSea, so if I click on the Ethereum on my wallet, all I have to do is just simply connect my cryptocurrency wallet over here. I will be signed in and I'll be able to mint my own NFT. So let me just go ahead and enter in my password real quick, and once I have done that, I'll be able to sign in into this website and show you what it basically means. So as you can see, I have no Ethereum or balance in my wallet, so let me just go ahead and create one real quick. So to create one, all I have to do is sign the transaction into my wallet. Then let's go ahead and upload this one over here. I'll call it Gradient NFT. I'm just quickly just gonna go ahead and quickly show you what it basically means. So when you are basically minting an NFT, like I'm over here, you will have two blockchains in front of you. So you have Ethereum and you have Polygon. So if you choose Ethereum, you're gonna have to pay gas fees, but if you choose Polygon, you won't have to pay any gas fees. So if I choose Ethereum, all I gotta do is click on create, wait a couple of seconds, and there you go. So I have now created my NFT. Let's go ahead and sell it. I've now minted it. Now it's time to sell it. So over here you have two options in front of you. You have fixed price and you have timed auctions. Now if you're wondering when can you have to pay gas fees, well, basically gas fees you have to pay in two types. So there's two types of fees. Okay, so there's a one-time fee and then there's a recurring time fee. Okay, so number one, account registration fee. So if you've never sold in an OpenSea before, you'll need to pay an account initialization fee before you can list on Ethereum. This will allow trading between your wallet and the OpenSea, and also allow OpenSea to access and transfer items when a sale occurs. So that's why you have to pay a one-time fee. Now, the second time is either in a token or a contract approval. So if the item you are listing, as you can see over here, was not minted on OpenSea, but it was through a custom NFT contract, you will need to pay a one-time approval fee, authorization fee. If this is the first time listing an auction, you will also need to prove W Ethereum for trading. So if you need to repeat this approval every time you use a cryptocurrency for the first time, this will include other currencies like USDC and DAI. Okay, so let me just show you. After that, I'll tell you about some recurring fees that can happen. So right now, let me just go ahead and add the amount over here. Okay, so this totals up to $3. Let me just go over here. Now you also have to make sure that the NFT you're selling covers the Ethereum price. So right now, as you can see, Gwei is right now 254 Gwei. So this website is called Etherscan. So if you want to know what is the gas fee or where it's going, you can come over here onto Etherscan's gas tracker and you can track your gas. So the lowest is like $15, average is 15, and high is 15. That's for the transfer. But this middle one is the one we want to look at, the Uniswap swap. So 49 is the lowest, 49 is the average, and 49 is the highest. So you have to pay like $50 worth of gas fee. So right now I'm trying to sell this NFT for $3. It won't work. I need to bump up the price. So let's go ahead and change it to 0.10. So that's 39. Let me just do that to 15. That's like equivalent to $50, $60. Okay, so now I can go ahead and mint it. I'm gonna choose the date range to 3 days and then complete listing. Now 2.5% is going to be a service fee as well. Now if you chose Polygon, you won't have to pay any gas fees, but for this one you have to initialize your wallet. So as you can see over here, this is the estimated gas fee right now. So as you can see, you have to pay the gas fee. Okay, so the max gas fee is going to be this one, 0.36, likely in less than 30 seconds. So as you can see, I have no balance in my account, but if I had one, I had to pay at least $116 over my initial price for selling this NFT. So right now, as you can see, it just bumped up to 121 and now it's come down to 106. So gas fees are always fluctuating, so keep that in mind. Now if you're wondering how you can basically lower the gas fees, so basically if you mint an NFT, Okay, then you have to create a collection, all right, and then you can list an NFT as a fixed price. Now these are the things that will allow you to lower the gas fee. Okay, and then you have to list an NFT as an auction and then reduce the price of an NFT once you've listed it. This will allow you to lower the gas fees somewhat. Now, as I said before, gas fees do fluctuate. So due to network conjugations, it's important to check websites like Ethereum gas fees over here, Etherscan. So before confirming a transaction, you have to check out this site to confirm the gas fees are high. One possible solution is to try the transaction later when the gas fees are lower. This will allow you to, pay less gas fees, and it will allow you to have a higher chance of minting or buying your NFT. Okay, now I have to tell you this, that if you are not using enough gas fees in a transaction, then the transaction may result in the loss of the transaction fee. This is likely happened during popular releases for many users, because many users are attempting to purchase a limited supply on an NFT. The price of the gas fee is going to go high, so keep that in mind. But as I said before, if you don't want to pay any gas fees or anything like that, you can also use Polygon as a complete transaction fee so that you don't have to pay any gas fees whatsoever. So keep that in mind. Now, if you're wondering who basically pays the gas fees, as I said before, if this is your first time, listing an OpenSea, sellers have to pay 2 transaction gas fees to set up their account. This is a one-time fee that will not pay moving forward. So you have to pay twice. You have to pay 2 transaction fees, and then you won't have to pay. Now, if you're a returning seller, then sellers do not have to pay gas fees to mint each individual item until the item is sold. This is referred as lazy minting. The NFT is minted upon sale versus minted upon listings. Now, there are gas fees when the item is sold and who pays the gas fees depending upon the transactions. Okay, so when buyers pays the gas fees when purchasing fixed price items, sellers pay the gas fees when accepting offers. So there you go. So let me just basically show you over here. So I basically showed you how you can, create it, and you saw that I have to pay that transaction fee. So if I didn't have that, my transaction would be, canceled. Now, if you're wondering how you can basically, set or calculate your gas fees, well, depending upon the wallet used, you may not be able to set the gas fee manually. With that said, in settings the gas fees, there are 2 variables to keep in mind. So the gas price and the gas limit. So similar to how the petrol or gas fuel is priced, okay, let's say like $1. Gas price is price of a unit of the gas that a user is willing to pay for a transaction. And similarly, gas limit, continuing the petrol analogy, gas limit is how much gas a user is willing to allocate for the transaction. So what that basically means is that you have to multiply gas price to gas limits, and that will be your gas fee. Now, for example, if let's say that the petrol is $1 per liter, and let's just say that you are estimated that 10 liters it would be enough for a road trip, then you will need to allocate 10 liters for $1 per liter petrol fuel for the trip, which amounts to a total of $10 that we need to have prepared for fuel. So similarly, as you can see right now, if we set the gas price at 1 GUE and the gas limit at 21,000, we will need to have at least 0.00021 Ethereum inside our wallet to pay for the transaction's gas fee. So keep that in mind. Do note that for a normal transaction, basically like sending Ethereum, a gas limit of 21,000 is often enough. But for a transaction involving interactions with a smart contract, 21,000 is not enough. If you are interacting with smart contracts, please set a higher gas limit. Now, if you're wondering how much is enough, as gas fee is ultimately used as an incentive for miners in the Ethereum network, the answer to these questions can never be one objective figure. This is because gas fee is subject to conjugation of the blockchain at any given time. In times of higher conjugations, you would usually need to set a higher gas fees than in time of normal conjugation. So right now, as you can see, the gas prices are really low. Like it was 49 a minute ago, now it's 60. That's because right now there aren't a lot of, droppings of limited edition NFTs right now. Like creators are just waiting for it. But I remember there was a time when I was, on the Ethereum and I was trying to make a video. I saw that the gas fees were spiked up to 200 GUE. So at that time, it was very crazy. Like in gas wars, is totally out of control. Like, it's a crazy day that day when gas wars are happening. I mean, imagine this, like you're trying to buy a limited edition ape, for example, and gas fees are pretty high. You paid your gas fees, you have spent all the money, now you're waiting for the transaction to be complete, but at the last minute someone comes in and pays a higher gas fee, then you will be kicked off that list and you've basically lost all that money. So remember to always pay higher gas fees. So right now, as you can see, it's $50, right? So since it fluctuates, I would suggest that you pay at least $80 gas fee, all right? Then it would be better. So if I had actually, minted this NFT, it asked me for $120. In my opinion, I would need to pay at least $160 or $150 so that I could basically, sell it. But since it was a one-time fee, you don't have to do that. You only have to do that if you're buying an NFT. Remember that. So what happens if you're out of gas? So when a transaction has failed due to out of gas error, this means that the gas limit set for a transaction is below required the gas need to execute it. So the transaction value does not leave your address, but the gas fees is deducted because of the compensational cost incurred. Now, you will need to reinitiate the transaction with an appropriate gas limit. Wallet service will usually suggest a gas limit for your transaction. Alternatively, you can also look at similar transactions made using related contracts which have been successfully processed to estimate a suitable gas limit. So keep that in mind. Now, remember to a note over here, this is like an advice. Always remember to have a little extra Ethereum that you need inside your address, regardless of whether you are sending Ethereum or tokens. Please note that the gas fee is always in the form of Ether, and it is always wise to keep a little extra Ether inside your wallet address for gas purposes. So long story short, gas fees are basically like transactional fees that you have to pay if you are, buying or selling. Now, if it's your first time, selling an NFT, then you only need to pay it twice, and then you will never have to pay gas fees if you are trying to mint an NFT. But if you're trying to buy in, then you will have to pay gas fees. Sellers don't have to pay gas fees. Minters will only need to pay it twice, and then it is completely free. And then buyers have to pay gas fees for every transaction. So I hope you guys now know what is a gas fee on OpenSea, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comment sections down below, and I'll be sure to answer them as soon as possible. Now, having said that, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and until then, take care and goodbye.